Hello and welcome back to Spiced Up by Bilal. Today I'm going to be cooking a very special dish for a very special occasion. Over the last few weeks has been the holy month of Ramadan for us Muslims, and we've all been fasting. And the way we celebrate is we have a big feast at the end, and it's called Feast of Fast Breaking, Eid al-Fitr. And we Indian Muslims celebrate by cooking a big, massive feast, in fact lots of family around, friends and what have you. And one of the most traditional dishes we cook is biryani. And my mum is very famous for her chicken biryani. And traditionally we cook it with rice, and I can show you all the vegetables, all the ingredients that we have here. But what I've decided to do is change it up a little bit, make it healthier. So I have removed the rice and replaced it with quinoa. And normally we use dairy yogurt, and I've replaced that with soy yogurt. Also, I'm using more fresh vegetables compared to what my mother uses. So I'll take you through the recipe. So we have 2 large chicken breasts. We've got some saffron, expensive stuff, but fantastic. We've got garlic, ginger, chili. As you can see, the peppers as well. We've got normal onion, red onion, we've got tomato, and we've got some haldi as well. We've got some lentils, we've got the quinoa. So lentils is 100 grams of lentils, 200 grams of quinoa. We've got some dried coriander. We've got some red chili powder to taste. We've got some soy yogurt if we need. And we're going to be cooking with some fantastic, I can't open this with one hand, sadly, coconut oil. So I'll get back to you when I've put all this together, and I'll take you through the journey. So everything's been cut. As you can see, these tomatoes, the onions, the garlic and the ginger have all been sliced and diced. The garlic, I'm going to use the garlic press to put straight into the masala mix. You've got the chicken here, which I've cut into large pieces, and I've got my chilies here as well. What I've organised here is, this is where the quinoa will go, which will be cooked on its own first, and this is where the masala will be. And then eventually, when all this is cooked, this is where the chicken will be as well. The quinoa will then be added here. Okay? So, keep your eyes peeled and let's make something very special. So I've put in about a tablespoon of coconut oil. If I need to add more, I will add more. And this is where the onions will go to be fried. I'm going to take you through the cooking process with me. So I've also added a teaspoon of coconut oil into where the quinoa will go. I've got the quinoa right here, and I'm going to put that in. I'm going to mix it around. Obviously I've only got two hands, sorry. So I'm going to put the onions and the masala mix in here, put the quinoa in here, mix it around a little bit, and then I'll add the boiling water, which is ready, and then it's done. And I'll take you through the next steps. There you go, the quinoa's in with the oil. The onions I'm going to make them brown, and now I'm going to add the water to the quinoa. This just means, the reason I've added this to the coconut is it keeps it separate a little bit, and the biryani will be better. There you go, water's in. Let that boil. I'll keep stirring the onions until they brown. And after that, I'll add the rest of the ingredients here. Also, don't forget to add salt. That's one of the worst things for me when I cook. I always forget the salt. Right, so the quinoa's coming along nicely. The onions are done. I'm now going to add the garlic, the ginger, the haldi, the tomatoes, and the chilies. And I'm also going to add the saffron. Right, the mix is in. The chili I'll add when all this lot is done, when I add the chicken. So the food won't be too spicy. This is smelling awesome. As you can see, quinoa's almost done. I've had to add some more water to the quinoa. And to this now I'm going to add some a teaspoon of dried coriander. I'm also going to add a teaspoon of salt. If I can bring some out. There you go, there's some salt. I'm also going to add, actually I'm not going to, we've got some red chili powder here as well. I'm going to taste it later on, and if it's not spicy enough, I'll then add some more chili. But until I taste it, which will be in a bit, once I've added the chilies there, then I'll decide. So I've turned the heat down for the quinoa, to which I will add the lentils. I've added some yogurt. I've added about 100 grams of soy yogurt. Now I'm going to add, as you can see, look at this, right? About a large pinch of saffron. And that's it. Right, it's time for the peppers, the chilies, sorry, and the chicken. So I'm going to put the peppers in, or chicken, sorry, chicken, the chilies and the, what do you want to call it, peppers in first. And then I'm going to add the large pieces of chicken. These are 2 large chicken breasts. Okay, I'm going to have to put this down because I think I'm going to drop all this. There you go, it's in. Mix it around a little bit, and then I leave that to cook until the chicken's done. So the masala mix is doing very, very well here. The quinoa is getting on nicely. So we've got a separate dish here, a separate saucepan here, which my mum very kindly lined with foil just so it makes it easier to cook, to wash up afterwards. So what we'll do is we'll put a line of quinoa in, then we'll add some of the lentils, then we'll add the this mix here, then we'll add some more lentils, and then we'll finish it off with some quinoa. So you get several layers. So you've got quinoa, lentils, the chili, the meat mix, sorry, lentils and quinoa again. So it's time to layer the biryani. So I'm going to take some of this quinoa. I'm going to put it into this pre-prepared dish. And I'm finding this very hard doing it one-handed, so I'm going to come back to you when I have layered it, as I said. Quinoa, lentils, quinoa, lentils, the meat mix, lentils again, and then finish off with the quinoa. So I took a third of the quinoa, lined the bottom, added the lentils. Now I'm going to add the meat, put it all in here, add some more lentils, and then finish it off with the quinoa. So everything's in. Now I'm going to add the rest of these, which I can just line. Just add a little bit here. As you can see, I'm just spreading it out. And then I'm going to finish it off with the rest of the quinoa, just to cover it. And then we'll put the top on, and we'll leave it for about half an hour to cook. So the layering is done. I'm now going to take this, put it on the stove. Just took that a little bit there. Does taste nice actually. I don't need any chili, extra chili. Cover it, and I'm going to put it on half a heat for about half an hour. Another thing that you'll see here, we've got both things on half heat. So this is where we cook chapati normally. Now what we're going to do is we're letting that heat up. We're going to cook this for 15 minutes and then transfer this to that. Why? So the bottom doesn't stick to the foil or the saucepan if you decide just to use a saucepan. If you haven't got this, you can use some kind of elevated metal kind of gauze or what do you call it, tripod kind of thing, whatever you've got, just to raise the bottom of the saucepan higher so it doesn't get completely destroyed. So the quinoa is almost done. Just having a look with a knife to see if it's cooked all right. Okay, yep, the chicken's done. So now we're going to transfer this to that. So the heat is down to a quarter and this is on. And be careful, do use one of these things. This is what I use anyway. Some people use, like my mother uses a tea towel, something like that. I use oven gloves. Better to be safe than sorry. So this should be done in about 50 minutes and you'll see the food. So just checking on the biryani, see how it's looking. There you go, steaming away. This should be done in about 10 minutes and then we're ready to eat. So I'm going to check on the biryani. It should be done now. Let's have a look at the chicken. Take a knife. Get out this. There you go. Yep, chicken's done. So I'm going to serve myself now. Time to eat. Dinner is served. Hope you've enjoyed this. You're going to get plenty more soon. And for now, it's goodbye. And I hope you, if you do decide to cook this, you let me know how you got on. Have a happy Eid if you are celebrating. Otherwise, enjoy cooking. And see you soon with Spiced Up by Bilal.